I want you guys to let me know what you think about Symmetra. Do you think it's okay to play Symmetra in Season 11? Do you think she's a trash hero? Just, even if you're a Symmetra main, you probably hate the new Symmetra changes. Just, I want you guys to let me know what you think about Symmetra, because going into Season 11, one, I thought she was going to be available. She's been unlocked for the longest time, so clearly I was wrong for thinking that she was going to be in Season 11, but here we are now a few weeks later. So, yes, I was wrong about that, but now what I'm seeing in Season 11 is people being afraid to play Symmetra. This video isn't meant to egg people on saying, hey, you should play Symmetra, hey, play this, play this. It's not meant to be like that, but I'm trying to just open a new door and possibly new potentials for Symmetra players to play her, just because a lot of people don't know how to deal with the new Symmetra in competitive. Now, I'm not a Symmetra expert. I'm not trying to say that she's the greatest DPS. I'm not saying that she's the worst DPS. But what I know is that she has that surprise factor. This is something that Bastion, this is something that Doomfist and Sombra all have, because not a lot of people know how to deal with it. Okay, maybe the Bastion a little bit because you always see this like in cheese comps, but whenever you see a Sombra and she's good at it, it's not as easy as just trying to counter a pharmacy, because even if a Pharah is good, if you have good aim at McCree or Soldier, you can easily take her out. But with a good Symmetra player that is very annoying, knows where to put her big old shield and whatnot, and know where to teleport, this is the factor that gives her a competitive edge over all the other heroes in the hero roster. But it takes that knowledge of Symmetra. It takes that practice of knowing where to put that shield. It takes that practice of knowing where to put your turrets in the most annoying spots and knowing who to focus on that is needed for Symmetra to really excel in competitive. I feel like this is the big reason why Symmetra really isn't booming in Season 11, even though it's been a full 24 hours since her release, because people are either A, afraid that people are going to get mad at playing a quote-unquote throw support hero, even though she got moved and she's not really a throw hero, or two, they don't really know how to play Symmetra all that well. And I guess this video is kind of irrelevant if that is the second case, because like, hey, you don't know how to play Symmetra, that's fine. But if you want to play Symmetra, it just takes a lot, and I mean a lot of practice in many different situations, because once you start to practice Symmetra, crack down on her, and really understand the counter list, understand the situation, and what you need to do as Symmetra, it's at that point that you become a normal DPS like Genji, like Junkrat, like Hanzo, because people are going to get mad at me when I say it, so I'll put it in the nicest way possible. She's not a hero that everyone can just pick up and do amazing with. She's not a quote-unquote broken hero like how Junkrat was at the beginning of what, Season 5, how anyone can play him and he would get a ton of kills just because he output a lot of damage. Symmetra, it takes time, it takes practice, and just understanding the situation that you're in to unlock that potential. I've been saying this for months on end and saying how Symmetra is going to be a deadly weapon because one, people aren't going to know how to deal with her, and two, she's good. But now that I said that, there's going to be comments saying, "Bro, you whack, I hate you because you're lonely, you're never going to get a girlfriend, and now you're telling people to play Symmetra. Just go home, get off you." Like, okay, chill out with that. Okay, be a little bit nice. Don't bring my love life. No, I'm not directly saying you need to play Symmetra. She's the best DPS in all of Overwatch. You need to play blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is she has potential. And if you're a Symmetra player and your team is willing to work with you as a Symmetra player, that's when you want to bust it out, because I did say she has that surprise factor, but another thing that she does have is that tilting factor. Have you ever played against a good Mei, maybe myself, or maybe a good Doomfist, or just someone that is quote unquote off meta, or someone that you don't see before, and they're good, and you don't know how to deal with it, and your team gets tilted and salty and don't want to work together? That is what you're wanting. You're wanting to break the enemy team, break their team composition, and break their team morality, all because you're just simply playing a normal DPS hero. Will that happen all the time? No. Could you possibly just play another DPS without having to break the enemy team's morality to win the game? Probably. The whole point of this video isn't supposed to, well, one, promote the idea that everyone should play Symmetra because she's the best DPS. I'm not even saying she's the best DPS of all time, because she's a pretty mediocre DPS unless you know the in and outs. But what I am saying is that she is a playable hero in Overwatch, and I hate the fact that people are afraid to play their heroes just because they're afraid of toxic players or salty players that will just get mad at them for playing a hero. She's not the same Symmetra that she was before, and if she was in the same position that she was beforehand, I'd be saying other things. But right now, as it stands, she has potential. Do I have that potential to unlock it from Symmetra? Probably not, so that's why I'm not playing Symmetra. But if you know how, and if you're capable of doing it, and your team is willing to work with it, and you're willing to work with a team, That's the whole point of making this video. That's why I'm making this, so that you are not afraid and that you get that W rather than just playing a hero that maybe you're not comfortable with and getting the L. Or in Overwatch's case, get the V and not the D. Huh. That actually says a lot. Want to get the V, not the D. So anyway, guys, please don't hate me. I'm not making this video. I've said this maybe 3 times. I'm not making this video to promote the idea everyone should play Symmetra. I'm saying she's not the same Symmetra that she was beforehand. I wouldn't make this video with Torbjorn because Torbjorn's in a bad position where you can't play Torbjorn every single game. But Symmetra, you know, there's certain situations, a lot more certain situations than beforehand, and you shouldn't be afraid. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.